Hello.
Hello. How's it going, guys? What's up?
Welcome to Cabana Bay Beach Resort. In the rain. Yeah, there's a crazy storm coming in too. Big storm.
Yeah, so as the title says, we are at Cabana Bay Beach Resort at Universal Orlando, and we just wanted to give you a little tour about what it's like now with all the changes due to COVID. So I am going to switch the camera around and start showing you guys around. And it is raining out and thundering, and they cleared the pool, so we can't take you outside. But this is the main pool this is the only pool that's open. And so the lazy river is like right over there, and there's a regular pool there. But the pool with the slide right now is closed, and we'll show you a little more of that and what they've done there. But if you look, you can see all the beach chairs, all the tables that are outside. They're all spaced apart to allow for social distancing. Usually those chairs are just lined up right next to each other all over the sand. There's tons and tons and tons of chairs. So there's a lot fewer chairs out there. The lazy river usually has 2 entrance and exits, but right now you're only able to use 1 entrance and exit, and they've got it kind of split in half. So one side is entrance and one side is exit. The restaurant out there, the poolside diner, is open. So you do have that option for eating if you want out there. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Cabana Bay in the rain. And then, of course, right behind there, you can see the Volcano Bay volcano, which is super cool. And these 2 are just dancing away. Actually, he is too. So Lynn, today what's going on is we're actually checking out of Cabana Bay Beach Resort, but we wanted to give you guys a tour, give you some idea of how the resorts are changing. They opened June 2nd, and so they've been open for a couple days now. And then here, I'm gonna take you over and show you the food court. So you can see the food court. Most of it is actually closed. So like this whole side is closed off. You can only eat over in this little section right here. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but they've definitely reduced the number of tables available so that they can be further apart for social distancing and things like that. But it is 11:15 a.m. Eastern time, Lynn. So we're gonna start walking around over by the bowling alley and all that fun stuff.
I don't know if you noticed, did you notice that down here they actually have a team member?
Oh yeah, so you're not going.
Condiments.
I didn't notice that. If you look right there, you can see team members getting drinks for you, handing you condiments, so you don't have everybody going up to the drink machine and putting their grubby hands all over there.
My grubby hands.
Yep. As one of my friends says, they're nose pickers.
Oh. No. That's so wrong. I don't think you know, Tim, but this is where they had the Stranger Things.
Oh, really?
Over Halloween, they had a Stranger Things pop up, which was so much fun. It was actually right here.
Yeah, they have a lot of little fun activities in that rec center.
Yeah, when it rains, that's where they have all their rainy day activities.
Where are they asking guests to wear masks at the resort? Is it everywhere? I noticed you aren't around anyone right now. So, yeah, pretty much any public areas, they're asking you to wear masks. You don't have to wear them in your room. You don't have to wear them while you're swimming. You don't have to wear them while you're eating. Actually, at the pool, you can not wear them as you're going into the pool or going to get food or coming back, things like that. I've noticed that a lot of people aren't wearing them when there aren't a lot of people around, and then when they get around people, they put them on again. So that's pretty much how the masks are working. You have to wear them in the lobby. You have to wear them in restrooms. Morning.
Hi.
And so There's a little arcade. And you have to wait for an attendant for entry. No, thank you. And I'm not sick, I just coughed because I swallowed funny. Let's see, I'm just checking questions here.
So far we don't have much.
Yes, Carrie, Cabana Bay is actually our favorite Universal Orlando resort. It's just the right price point, and there's so many fun things to do here. And here is the bowling alley. Let's see what the sign says. Closed. It says they will open Friday at 5 p.m. And of course, that's because the Florida governor just announced yesterday at Universal that we are starting phase 2 on Friday. And bowling alleys are something that were included in phase 2. So the Galaxy Bowl will reopen Friday at 5 p.m. as part of the phase 2 opening. And
What's that? That's the fitness center. Ooh, this is an awesome fitness center.
Allison, is the food court doing grab and go only, or are they cooking also?
No, it looked like they were cooking. Now, yesterday we were there, it was closed. They only had grab and go, but that was kind of late. Like we were
Real
there-
late, like 9 p.m.
Yeah, we were there late. But I think during the day they had chefs out there. They were cleaning up. So I think during the day they are serving, not only grab and go, but actually prepared meals. But I would double check that just to make sure.
Yeah, we can walk down there and check.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can walk around since it's raining and can't go to the pool.
Hi, Jordan. And Curtis, that's really too bad they shut down in the middle of your vacation. So here is the Jack LaLanne Fitness Studio, basically the gym, and it does have open hours, but then it also has hours where it's closed for cleaning.
Yeah, this fitness center is amazing.
So there's the fitness center.
And Hunter, it goes like way on the other side.
Thank you.
Hi.
And they have lockers too, don't they?
Yeah, on the other side.
I love this.
It receives every other.
Oh, okay. So this is what Allison's pointing out. You're supposed to be on every other. So not that one, but on this one. Not this one, but on this one.
They got inside right in time. It's raining,
Yeah,
pouring right now.
it is boring. So let's show this section over here too, because.
And of course, they have these everywhere in the resort.
You can't see me smiling, I'm smiling. So this was a surprise. When we checked in, we were not aware of this, but when we checked in, we found out that half of the resort is actually closed, including a pool that has a splash park and a water slide. So we did not
And the cabanas.
know
That's where
that.
the
And
cabanas are too.
You're right, and even the rooms, all the side was closed. So unfortunately, that was not on the Universal websites before we booked it, but something to be aware of, and definitely we need to be sure to call the hotels, verify what is open, because that was a surprise. So we still had, as Tim showed, the pool with the lazy river and the food court and all the fun stuff on the other side was open, but this was a little bit of a surprise. Wow.
Do you want to mention some changes with housekeeping also?
Sure. So housekeeping, I'm not sure if you guys are the same way, but Kelly and Hunter don't like to share beds. They like to have their own bed. So we always bring an air mattress with us, so then the kids can have their own space. So when we checked in and we got to our room, we immediately called housekeeping to have them bring up a pillow and a blanket and sheets, and they did. It actually is a little bit of a wait. So if you're in the room, it takes like 15-20 minutes. If you're not in the room, it could take up to 3 hours before they actually deliver it. And it's delivered in a sealed container. And during a regular basis, there's no housekeeping. So no housekeeping at all. The other cool thing that we heard is when you check out, it's 24 to 48 hours before anybody is in that same room. So Tim and I were kind of floored by that one. So besides having, limited, capacity and things like that, literally our room will stay vacant for 24 to 48 hours until a new person checks in, which I thought was pretty crazy. Did I miss anything or did I get off?
Did you talk, I don't remember, did you talk about how they don't do housekeeping while you're here unless you ask for it? Okay.
Yes, so no housekeeping. But if you need anything, towels or anything, like we needed coffee. This morning I woke up and we were out of coffee. So a little bit of a panic. I'm like, housekeeping, I need coffee. So yes, kind of keep an eye on what you need and then just call down when you need anything, towels, things like that, and they will deliver it to you. But no housekeeping at all.
Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera around and answer some of y'all's questions because you've been having some questions. So I'm seeing some things about Universal Studios open, not open. Yes, the parks don't officially open to the public until tomorrow. So they are open on a limited capacity, like to resort guests and certain invited guests and things like that. I saw someone ask, I can't remember who it was, what's the difference between phase 2 and phase 3? Because I mentioned phase 2 starts tomorrow in Florida also. I'm not real sure what phase 3 is, judging on, because they haven't made an announcement. They haven't said, hey, this is what phase 3 is going to look like. They just announced that we're in phase 2 and here's what phase 2 is going to look like. Judging by what phase 2 looks like right now, phase 3 is pretty much going to be back to normal, maybe with just social distancing measures in place and things like that. Because even in phase 2, a lot of things are fully reopened with just social distancing and sanitization procedures. Florida does not actually have a mask requirement as part of their reopening. It's different places that have it. So like Universal and Disney, they're going to have mask requirements, but that's not a statewide requirement. So that's not part of any of the phases. So as I said, almost everything is reopened in phase 2 with certain things having limited capacity. So phase 3, I'm pretty sure will just be very similar to phase 2. They'll just increase that capacity to full capacity in most places. Oh, and that's the other thing that will probably happen in phase 3 that is still an issue in phase 2. So guests coming to Florida from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, or Louisiana are supposed to do a health screening and a quarantine. And that's still in place in phase 2, so that will probably go away in phase 3 or sometime between phase 2 and phase 3. Also right now you can't visit nursing homes, rehab facilities, things like that. And so that may change in phase 3. But like I said, they haven't announced what phase 3 is going to be. I'm just taking guesses based on what I see phase 2 versus phase 1. So that's what those things mean.
This is cool too, all the
Worcester, yes, we've been to Clearwater and met Winter and Hope. It's really cool there. How come Universal Studios is going to open tomorrow? Lynn, that was their plan that they submitted to the state of Florida, was for a public opening on June 5th, so that's when they're opening. Disney isn't opening until July 11th, and I can't remember SeaWorld's opening date, but it's somewhere in between Universal and Disney. But that's when they felt comfortable opening, and that's what they submitted to the state. That's what the state approved, so that's why it's opening tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow's Friday. That's when they're opening.
Yeah, June 5th.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love this surfboard.
Yeah, is that actually his? I'm assuming it's his. Yeah.
In
Oh,
1958, Jack paddled a custom-made balsa wood board 30 miles from
Yes, Paige, Legoland is open. Masks are optional at Legoland. And social distancing and hand sanitizer everywhere, but other than, there's not a whole lot that's changed at Legoland from what it was before the quarantine.
And we're still working with Legoland They've been amazing, but they're also very much like everyone else. They have limited staff right now. So we're still working with Legoland. Hopefully we will get out there next week. We're hoping to do it this week, but hopefully we'll get out there next week and share kind of what's going on over at Legoland as well. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
Make sure you
yeah.
like, subscribe.
Yeah, Legoland opened on Monday, so they've been open for a few days now, and definitely, like Allison said, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we're going to go live, when we're going to post a video, things like that, and you will see when we get to Legoland, which hopefully is soon.
Yeah, and some other places too while we're thinking about it. Some other places that are open, like Kennedy Space Center is open, Gatorland, love Gatorland. They're not only open, but they have a zip line that's amazing, that's open as well. So several attractions in Orlando are starting to open as well.
Hello, Alexa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really cool.
And I have to say, the Universal team members have been unbelievably fantastic while we've been here. And I also have to say, Universal, I think, really has their act together with this whole thing. I think they're doing a great job, everything we've seen. There are a few places where I've seen that it gets a little bit crowded, but they're few and far between. People aren't necessarily on top of each other. I think they're doing a great job social distancing in the queue lines and at restaurants and everything
I
else.
can say too, when we were at Universal Studios yesterday, I was kind of watching for those things, and there was a couple of places like Green Dots where you're trying to get into the lockers and trying to get into the ride that were a little confusing and were clustering people. I'm not kidding. I probably saw 7 managers standing there talking, trying to figure it out. We actually got on Green Dots. By the time we got off Green Dots, they already had a new system in place to keep everybody away from each other, so it wasn't everyone congregated together. So they are on top of it, really trying to do everything.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. So here's the lobby, and you can see when you enter here, there's a security checkpoint where they will check your temperature, and then they give you a wristband for the day. And that way you don't have to keep getting your temperature checked over and over and over again. They do the same thing when you're getting on the buses. So I still have my wristband from day one because I haven't come back to the lobby and I haven't gotten on a bus since we got here. But anytime you do either one of those two things on a new day, they're going to give you a new wristband and do a new temperature check for you. For the check-in process, there is a slight change there too. They ask that only one family member per travel party check in, so you don't have a whole family in line there. And then of course on the floor they have the little stripes that show you where to social distance and things like that. Out there is that other pool that Allison was talking about. We'll walk over that direction so you can see a little better. That's the one that's hasn't reopened yet, and that's the section of the resort that hasn't opened yet. And you can see signs like this are everywhere. One other thing that you won't see during our live stream, because we won't get on an elevator, is they do ask on elevators that only one travel party per elevator. So we are trying to be polite, other people are trying to be polite, allowing other families to get on the elevator, but they want just one travel party per elevator right now. And you can see it is pouring down rain. So this is that other pool area that's not open yet. We were able to walk out onto this deck right here. We didn't try to go in the pool. You can see there's signage on the door to get into the pool. I'm sure it says that it's closed. We didn't go that far, but you were able to go out onto the deck, just not into the pool, and none of these rooms are reopened yet.
In this part right here, you can take the garden walk. This is actually the garden walk. You follow these little blue dots on the ground, and you can literally take a path through Cabana Bay, and you can actually walk all the way on this garden walk, all the way to the other hotels. Like you can go to Royal Pacific, you can also walk to City Walk, and then walk to the parks. So that's kind of a cool little, if you like to exercise, a little walk, and that's open as well.
So Lynn didn't see the deck. There's like a little concrete patio area. I guess deck's the wrong term. It's a patio area right there. So we had a question that I'll ask any of you guys. Do you feel ready for phase 2?
Oh, I am so ready. I would take this mask off right now and go to the theme parks. I'm completely comfortable. Completely comfortable.
Hunter?
Same as mom.
Same as mom. Kelly?
Saying a little bit
Yeah, so
More than ready.
yeah,
I like that.
and that's pretty much my attitude too. We all are, I mean, we're a family and we kind of agree on whether we're ready, and yeah, we're definitely ready for phase 2.
So Kelly has a good question too. What was your question? Someone had a question.
It was, what's your guys' favorite live action movie? Disney movie.
All right, Kelly, what's your favorite live action?
Lion King or Beauty and the Beast?
Ah.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was really good.
Beauty and the Beast. Actually, that is mine. I like Beauty and the Beast. That's one of my favorites. I'm super excited about Mulan. Like, super excited
yeah,
about
I
Mulan.
forgot about that.
That one's going to be amazing. Hunter, what's your favorite?
I don't know. I kind of liked Aladdin. I thought it was kind of funny.
Aladdin?
Yeah.
Oh, Aladdin was cute.
So, yeah, I don't know that Beauty and the Beast is probably my favorite live action movie. I'm seeing more phase 2 questions too. Yes, Carrie, we are more than ready is a good way of putting it. Yes, absolutely. We're right there with you. Lynn, phase 2 basically just opened more things up. So it opened bowling alleys, movie theaters, bars, increased capacities at restaurants. So increased capacities on a lot of the things that were already open in phase 1. It just increased the maximum capacity. And then it opened a lot of things that still weren't open in phase 1, like bowling alleys, movie theaters, and bars, things like that. So that's really what phase 2 is. Even though it's phases, to me it's been very gradual. It hasn't really been a phase. They'll open little things and increase capacity going along. And then you're just kind of in phase 2, even though phase 2 officially starts on Friday. It's just, it keeps getting more and more and more as you go along a timeline. And I think phase 2 will be similar. You know, as you go along, certain things will increase in capacity, certain things will reopen, and then he'll announce a phase 3. So Lynn, what it is with that is that most states are phasing their reopening, so they're just stages, you know, phase 1, phase 2, and that's based on the advice of the federal government for states reopening after the quarantine. That's awesome, Paige. Was not aware of that. We didn't get a chance to go to Volcano Bay, but it's good to know that not a lot of masks at Volcano Bay. I mean, it is a water park. It's kind of hard to wear a mask while you're at a water park, especially one like Volcano Bay, because there's so many opportunities to eat, so many great rides. I mean, that is a fantastic water park. So, Simmons, yeah, the masks are challenging in Florida when it's hot. Fortunately, the last few days it's been cool and cloudy, so they really haven't been too bad. And if you're inside an air-conditioned building, they're definitely not bad at all. Let's see.
I definitely say, in regards to that though, keep in mind that when you have that mask on, you don't drink as much because your face is covered. So that is a huge thing that we've made specific times when we set our alarm to remind us, like every hour, to just go inside a store or go inside a cool spot, take our mask off, and drink, because we got to stay hydrated, especially in this Florida heat. So that's one thing.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you don't drink in Florida, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Do you want to walk down to the food court?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. We can answer some questions while we're going down there. And Starbucks is open. I know everybody was asking about that.
So, Stephanie asked, "Is this your favorite Universal resort?"
Actually, this is my favorite hotel in all of Orlando.
Yep.
You know that saying a lot.
I agree.
And it is a value resort. So you're talking an inexpensive price tag, but you get so much amazing amenities. You have, as I take out Hunter, you have behind us the bowling alley. This is the only hotel in Orlando that has a bowling alley inside the hotel. You've got the pool with the, with the water slide, splash park, lazy river. This hotel, and you have family suites. So if you have a larger family, yeah, this is our favorite hotel in Orlando because you never even have to leave the hotel. You can just enjoy all the amenities and stuff in the park. So, what would you guys say? Like kids, what's your favorite? What's your favorite Orlando hotel?
Or just Universal
Or
Orlando.
just Universal Orlando.
I like Cabana. Cabana's big, it's nice, and it's fun, and I like the style and everything, the music.
Yeah, the whole 50s mom and pop motel.
Lynn
That's
asked-
why we keep dancing.
Lynn asked us a question. She must not be a regular viewer. Have we ever been on a Disney cruise?
Yes, yes. I think we're up. I think we
We just hit 30, yeah.
We just hit 30 Disney cruises, so yes, we are right there. I just hit 30. You hit 30, so then Tim and I are a little bit more. So, Kelly, what's your favorite Universal Orlando hotel?
Universal, I would have to say Cabana Bay.
Yeah, so across the board. For Universal, this one's our favorite. And then for Tim and myself,
Yep.
you guys know that one.
All right, let's go check out the food court.
Okay.
I forgot I had my backpack.
Rain, rain, go away. We wanted to use the pool today, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Hello, Mr. Cruz. And so we're gonna come down into Starbucks and you can see that.
Hi. He's not even paying attention, but we see you.
I'm reading questions and comments. What? So yeah, and like I say, that's been the attitude of Universal team members everywhere. They're so happy to have people back and so nice and gracious and accommodating. It's been awesome.
And excited to have us back.
Yeah, excited to have everybody back. Joyce, we're not sure about cruises. We haven't heard any announcements other than Carnival is supposed to start August 1st. As of right now, Florida has their cruise ports closed until July 24th, so I wouldn't expect anything before July 24th. But you never know. Governor DeSantis could lift that restriction too. That's totally up to him.
Smells like they're cooking.
Can you smell it?
Yeah, it definitely smells like they're cooking.
Do you want to walk in?
I don't know, some food.
Allison, I do have a question for you when we get out of here. Actually, let's do this right now. Here, before we walk through so somebody is coming from the UK in August, 3-week vacation, asked, should I reschedule or go ahead and come
In August.
in August?
I say come. And again, it's up to your family and what you're comfortable with. That's a super long flight. And especially if it's like your first trip or your only trip to Universal. I mean, if it's your only trip to Universal, you may want to reschedule and wait till you don't have to wear face masks and things like that. But, I mean, we had a great time at the hotel. We had a great time at the park. The only inconvenience really to me was the mask.
And
Just
by
having to wear
August, that
masks.
could be done.
That's kind of my thought, yeah, that maybe by August we won't have these masks anymore. So right now Universal has some crazy awesome cancellation policies. So, and even the airlines have some good cancellation policies. So if you're able to hang on, you might want to hang on and still have that family vacation. So I'm sorry, that's a very vague question. I kind of went both directions. It's really up to your family and what you're comfortable with. To give my family's personal opinion, we're hoping to travel in Europe by August. So for us, we have no problem flying, across the world, coming your way while you're coming here. So that we're not, we're comfortable with. So it's up to you if you're comfortable with it. So I hope that helps.
Mr. Cruz Fever says that Royal, NCL, Princess all reopen August 1st. So I'd love to get that
I have not
information,
seen
Mr.
that
Cruz, because we hadn't seen that. We only saw Carnival,
We've
so
been down here, so I haven't been
Yeah.
on top of it like normal, but that is
great news.
great news.
Yep.
People are dancing.
All right, so let's take a look at the food court. And yes, Carrie, to answer your question earlier, they are definitely cooking regular food, so it's
Yep.
not just grab and go.
Yep.
So Kelly and Hunter, somebody asked, did you enjoy growing up on Disney cruises? They love Disney cruises. Yeah, Hunter and Kelly both still text friends they made on Disney cruises from years ago. Just one time on a Disney cruise. What?
The kids were asking for ices yesterday, but that makes sense. I don't know if they maybe have a team member later during dinner actually filling up for people, but it looks like that's down right now, which makes sense because that lines up with the whole buffet.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz, for giving us that information of where to find it. So apparently it's on their cruise websites that they're reopening. So we just have to check on them. So, and that's a good advice for our audience too. if you want to know when these are going to open, check out their website. They'll post announcements there, so that's a good place to check. And of course, for those that aren't regular viewers, we do own a travel agency, Destinations in Florida, so you can always go to destinationsinflorida.com and get more information that way as well. Thank you, Always Plays. Lynn, our next adventure. What is our next adventure, Mommy?
We're very vague right now, so
Summer camp.
hoping, yes. The kids
Well,
have summer camp.
Hunter and Daddy have Scout Summer Camp.
Yeah, that doesn't have summer camp.
Kelly and Mommy, what is your next adventure?
Well, we're hoping Legoland. We're still kind of working with Legoland. I mentioned that earlier. I'm hoping to get down to Club Med Sandpiper, which is in South Florida, and the Keys. Kelly and I will be doing that hopefully while they're doing the Scout Summer Camp. And then maybe, we'll see, we have New Mexico, we have Philmont, which is going to be in Mexico. So a few things in the work, nothing actually official right now. So stay tuned.
Yep, that's fine. So, Carrie, you asked about the refillable mugs. I don't see them anywhere.
Yep,
No refillable mugs, Allison says. So they're not here. They're not available for purchase. So no refillable mugs, which is, for those that don't live in Florida, that's really common here in Florida. All the convenience stores stopped letting you refill your own mugs right when this first started back in March. And that's still what they're doing. They want to use disposable cups, so it's one-time use type of thing. Oh, Mr. Cruz, Palm Beach County, you're not getting the same reopening plan that we are you? Paige, good information. You can buy refillable mugs in the parks. Okay, Allison, Carrie has more questions. She understands about the refillable mugs, but how is it working right now as far as drinks? And Paige said you can buy the refillable mugs in the park. I'm not sure if you guys saw it.
I did see that. I did see. I just know at the resorts they said no for right now. That may change now that the governor stepped in and said phase 2. So that definitely may change. But I know right now you cannot buy a refillable mug.
So
and don't fill it up. So just buy a normal cup, no refillable mugs. So you're basically buying a drink as you buy it. If that makes sense.
And
Does that answer the question?
I think so. I don't know. Carrie, let us know if that didn't. The freestyle mugs are in the parks, she asked.
Yes, I did see that yesterday. So in the parks, I did not see how it worked. It looked
I
like.
saw how it works.
Did you see how it
They
worked?
basically give you a cup and then you fill it up with a normal cup and then you just pour it in.
Okay. And at the spot, I didn't see any team members.
Yes, Lynn, we've been to Legoland
Were
before.
there team members there filling up, like refilling it up for them?
They just give them a cup and
At
then
the
they put it in.
Okay.
soda stations.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
so
I
you're
think those
filling up a
people-
disposable, filling your refillable mug, throwing that disposable away. You're not directly filling up your refillable mug.
Which is what you do on Disney Cruise.
Yep, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So much of this is directly from the cruises.
I know. That's why I'm like, open the cruise lines.
Yeah, so let me address that for a minute, because I've seen a lot of bad information out there about the cruises. And honestly, the cruises have been dealing with viruses for decades. I mean, they have this down. You've probably heard of the norovirus and cruise ships that have norovirus outbreaks, which the Disney cruise, to my knowledge, has never had a norovirus outbreak. But they also dealt with Zika. So they've been dealing with viruses for a long time, and they have a lot of really good sanitation procedures in place. And right before they closed down the cruises, they put a lot more in place. So things like closing down self-serve buffets. Now the buffets, you have to be served by someone on the crew. So they've made a lot of really good things. They've been doing a lot of good things for years and years and years. I honestly would feel more comfortable on a cruise than most other transportation because they've been doing it for so long. Would you agree, Allison?
I would totally agree. I would totally agree. And like I said, we've been on 30 Disney cruises. Cruises total, I mean, I think we're at to 40 or 50 at this point. Yeah, I totally agree. The cruises had it down from the get-go. At Universal, before you got on the ride, they gave you hand sanitizer. That's something you do on Disney Cruise on a regular basis. The kids get hand sanitizer before they go into the kids club. They have to wash their hands before they go into the kids club. You have to wash your hands before you go to the buffet. So all of the things that we're sanitized everything overnight.
Yeah, they've been doing it on cruises for years.
Exactly. So yes, completely comfortable cruises, and I think that the cruises are constantly wiping things down. Yeah. So what we're doing now, a lot of cruise lines are already doing now.
Joyce asked, have we ever done a PC cruise or transatlantic? Funny thing is, Joyce, we were planning to do a transatlantic right before this all started. We had one planned for, was it late March or May?
It was actually May.
May, yeah, we were gonna do a transatlantic. And then of course this all happened, so we didn't get to do that. So we definitely want to do that, just haven't had a chance yet. Lynn, the Disney cruise is not open yet, and as far as I know, we haven't heard a reopening date, but my guess would be they're gonna be not far behind the rest of the cruises on August 1st.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I love this mural.
Yeah, that mural is cool.
Is that like Daddy with the little tan?
The farmer's tan?
Farmer's tan with this insert? Oh yeah, definitely.
Joyce, I have no doubt. We love cruising, and I would love to do a Panama Canal or transatlantic cruise.
There's another. If you
Oh,
come in that way.
another. If you come in this way, that's
Yeah.
another door. They have a
Right.
temperature checkpoint. All right, so let me turn the camera around and me around.
Can you get Hunter?
Hopefully, that's about all we can give you a tour of right now.
Yeah.
We'd like to go outside, but it's raining like crazy, so we're not going to do that.
Here, I'll switch.
We're like the same height, or
Yeah.
like you're,
But
you're a few inches.
But that's really what this video was about, was just to show you around Cabana Bay, kind of show you some of the changes that are going on at the resorts, maybe make you feel a little better about coming to them. We've had a great time here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions. This will upload. It takes a little while, but it will upload and be a video on our channel. So if you have any more questions, we'll watch the comments and try to answer the rest of your questions. So
So
keep on dreaming.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Bye, guys.